All right, I'm welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024. If you've not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Anyways, let's get into it today. So we finally got our rip your face off rally, gap and go here, trend day, whatever you want to call it. Been kind of looking for that since late last week, and it happened. So pretty good price action here in the market. And bears a little offsides. It started with the PMIs this morning coming in a little cooler than expected, and bonds got a really good bid. You can see right here, right around 10:45. We can go to a 5-minute time frame. Right there, 9:45, big pop. And if we look at just the 10-year, for instance, big bid right there. So bears offsides. They were kind of on their heels as it was anyway. I talked about this, going back to late last week. Like, we're not just going to go down in a straight line. And it's kind of interesting. Like, a lot of bears, not like almost complaining, kind of, from what I could see just via anecdotally. It's like, guys, you got everything you wanted the last 2 weeks. Just like, it's actually healthier if we bounce here for bears than if you go straight down. The more you go straight down, the more you're going to get closer to a V shape. And we knew that was coming. Let me just get rid of these day trading lines here. By the way, day trading lately has been on fire. Again, if you're thinking about joining, now would be a great time. Lots of runners that are paying us very nicely, including one on ACB, up over 30% on our runner position there. Just closed out another winner on Nat Gas, have a runner there, and closed out a big gain on ES on our futures position. Again, just buying into the fear last week and keeping a level head when everybody else was freaking out, saying that Iran was going to end the world. Last week, even though oil was selling off, which is, that was kind of a no-brainer right there. But either way, day trading room killing it right now. But anyways, market's getting a little bit of a bid, and I do expect that to continue. I already got some levels worked out for the SPX, but I'll just suffice to say right now, I think 5,100 is kind of at least a minimum for this rally. And again, that's not set in stone. That's just kind of what I'm seeing right now. There is still a little bit of a level to get through, around 50.80. So we're not even, I suppose it's possible we don't get to 5,100. But that would be kind of like my minimum target right now. We still have to get through 50.80. You can see right here, these pivots, we didn't quite get there, but we are consolidating beneath it. So there was some, I believe that, there was some 0DT gamma at around 50.75, and you can see we're just below that right now. They're just kind of keeping a lid on this right now. But, looking at the, the hourly, that's just nothing terrible here. In fact, looking at the ES hourly, very nice overnight pattern there, up move inside bar. And we can just do this here too, and then we can push through that. And I think that would get us up to, 5140 ES would be right around 5,100, if I'm not, it'd be right around 5,100 on the SPX, give or take, right? So those are the levels I'm looking for. That doesn't mean we're going to go up in a straight line. We have Tesla earnings after the bell. We've got Visa, and I think we have Texas Instruments. Those are big. Texas Instruments will be big because the SMH here is, that's led to the downside, right? It led to the upside, now it's leading to the downside. So TXN will certainly be a market mover. We already had ASML and TSM set the bar last week, set the bar to the downside. So maybe TXN will so that's priced in. I don't know, but we got Tesla, Visa, and TXN. I think Tesla's really intriguing down here. There's a lot of shorts in it. A lot of people hate the stock. A lot of people throwing in the towel on the stock, and you're into this big time trend line here. There's also, going back to early last year, we filled this gap, right? We filled the gap there. You can make a case you got a little morning star set up there, gap down, and then a green day. And then there's a level down here around 125, right? Kind of like an inverse head and shoulder, a little mini inverse head and shoulder. I still remember buying down here when people were freaking out about this too, and I sold it way too soon. I didn't know we were going to rally 100% off the lows, but, that was a good play anyway. But who knows, right? It could gap down to 125. It could just gap up to 160. There's a lot of shorts in it. Maybe they want to squeeze a little bit more juice out of it one more time before they cover, but this is going to have a rip your face off rally. I can promise you that. There's very little things that are set in stone in the markets, but this is one of the things I'd say there's a 99% chance of happening. It's just a matter of where does it happen from. So very interested in this. Let's take a look at Visa. Nothing special. Had a nice pullback here. And then TXN we looked at a minute ago. Again, these are not, it's not Microsoft. We got Google, Microsoft later this week. This will set the tone here going into tomorrow, though. So we'll see what we get into the after hours. But in any case, good rally here for the market. And yeah, it looks like we're going to finish strong into the end of the day. There's about 10 minutes left. We'll see if I can get Tesla reaction after. We've got about 10 minutes, so we'll see how that gets into there. In any case, Qs here, again, I told you buy signal on the NQ specifically yesterday, and all that did was lead to a 1.5% rally. So nice pop there for the NQ and the Qs. Here's your level, right? This is, TA 101, right? Breakdown, where you're going to go right back to your home base, your scene of the crime, whatever you like to call it. 20 MA down sloping, 50 MA right above that. So right in this area, 433, 436. That's where I'm looking for sellers to step in on the Qs. And again, a lot of sellers are mad, a lot of bears are mad right now. Guys, why are you mad? Let it come up. Let them put some meat back on the bone so you can short it. You don't want to keep FOMOing in short down here. You're gonna get the rip your face off rally. Like I've said, so I think this is a good thing for bears here. I don't think this market's done going to the downside, but short term, I'm expecting a little bit more out of this. Here's the IWM. Again, we could get to 200, maybe even back checking to this trend line. So maybe 202. Best case scenario, get to 205. I don't really have that penciled in right now, though. But IWM, good bid. It looks like it's going to reclaim that 100 MA by the close. Dow is the leader. That's also a red flag, at least as far as, it's not the leader today, but it has had the least downside here, and then it was down less late last week. So it's flight to safety, right? It's risk off type play, but right now market is bouncing. Dow's going to close above this red bar, so that is a failed inside bar, but there's also other things too. You've got a big resistance level here. Above that, you've got a gap fill, and you got another level up here around 392.50. So just be aware of that with the diamond, but good bid. SMH is notably weaker than everything else. Yes, it's up 2.25, but look at where we are. So look at Thursday's high, 208 on the dot. And we're not even going to close above that, it looks like. And even if we do, we're going to close above it by pennies. Now look at the Qs. Well above Thursday's high. Even the Russell, right? Spiders and the diamond. All above that big breakdown bar high. Semis are laggards. I told you guys this would likely happen, and that is happening here. So this is resistance right now. We've got a pivot there that could be resistance, and then the big level ultimately up at about 220. Maybe even a little shy of that. Semis notably weaker. Cloud finally getting a bounce here. Getting a bit at 78. That green bar is acting as defense. 83 or so, I would say that's pretty good resistance. And then the 84 with that trend line for IGV. Transports had a good bid today. UPS reported earnings up 2.3. Nothing crazy. FedEx getting some sympathy there. The jets were fractionally lower, but they came way off the lows. So they did recover. I still don't like the transport. I know that, we're back above resistance. You still lost it on a weekly, though. So I don't like the transports here at all. I was giving them the benefit of the doubt in the upside bias for a long time, but now I am, just don't like it. So we'll just say, we talked about 15.4. We kind of got there today. And then, through that, there's a pivot up here around 15.6, 15.7. And then your big level is 15.8. But good bounce for the transports. We'll leave it at that. Okay, so let's get over to rates here. So rates did pull back a little bit today. But nothing terrible here on the 2-year, right? So just still bullish inside bar action until proven otherwise. Same thing with the 5s, 10s, and 30s. 30 was actually green. So long end still pretty resilient. And actually, Bonds faded off pretty good in the afternoon, so there was the reaction down in yields off PMIs, but look at how much yields have come back since then on the long end. So again, long-term inflation expectations remain anchored. Very good bounce for XHB. Again, we knew this was coming as well. Good action. We talked about we wanted to go sideways, and it is getting a pop here, a little uptick in volume as well. Short term, we'll look at 105 and then 107.50. Those are your levels to watch there. VNQ continuing to bounce. 82 is going to be resistance, and then 83 and change. I think that could be a fade play, possibly. XLF continues to be strong. I talked about this very much so late last week and yesterday. This is what bulls are hanging their hat on right now. Look at that. So we were down, this was yesterday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we were green on XLF. What did the market do? It got sliced. So fins being up is a very, very good sign. Even for like the medium to long-term health of the market. So keep that in the back of your mind here. XLF having a good day. Underperforming the rest of the market, but it was also beaten down less than the rest of the market, right? Even regional banks. KRE up another 1.1. Not bad price action. KBE still holding on. Still looks good. Broker dealers still okay. Still looking for it to move down to 560. But good retrace. Oil getting a little bit of a bid. Again, I'm still neutral on this. Neutral to bear. You are holding the 50 MA. But I think at this point it's likely that we'll get lower highs unless anything changes. I'm thinking lower highs could be in place. Especially if we start to lose like that 80 handle right here around, well, even like 80.50. So pivot high, pivot low, and then you got the trend line there. If this gets lost, we're probably cooked for a little while here on oil. There's a chance it could hold back up. But what I don't like is that we closed below that breakout bar on the weekly. I'm not a fan of that. Again, there's a chance it could hold up and still get up to that 90 to 92 target, but it's much more neutral now to me. But oil bouncing, XLE bouncing. XLE was down quite a bit early. It actually gapped down, unlike the rest of the market, as oil was down early. But pretty good recovery there. So XLE still holding up. And it's still acting all right. XOP as well, still below that moving average there. And then OIH here, still defending to 320. So the oils, stocks holding up for the most part here. Even the gas stocks like Katera, look at this pattern on LNG. I really like this on the weekly. I don't talk about these ones that often. Nice inside bar after the channel breakout. EQT looks pretty interesting too, as does EOG. That's had been on a tear lately. And Terra Resources, new 52-week highs. So some of these gas stocks are acting well. And let's just skip uranium right now. We'll talk about it in a second. Nat gas, peaking above. So nice pop there above that trend line. I think the M contract looks even better, which is the one I have with the trading room here. We just took a nice gain on that yesterday, and still have a little bit left over here for a runner. I think the M contract looks pretty good. But yeah, gas acting well and the gas stock's doing better. Again, seasonally, this is kind of when it does, right? It's going to probably trade up into June. That's usually what nat gas does. Uranium here, CCJ up 3%. Nice action here. Kind of a little gap down and then boom, big rally there. Again, nothing really too new to update on any of these. The weekly pattern on CCJ is good, and the weekly pattern on URNM is really good. I love this inside bar here. If they can just bake in the oven a little longer, ain't no problems with it. Same thing with the NJ. All right, dollar index. Pulling back a little bit. Again, PMIs, big slice down, and then it is off the lows today, barely, but definitely a good pullback there. It could go back to 105 and still be okay, or it can just go sideways and then push up. But again, there's a ton, like I'm telling you, not kidding, there's a ton of resistance up here. It's going to take some time. Gold here, down $9, but it came way off the lows. So much better price action. Again, I'm still looking for more of a retrace down to maybe 22 and a quarter for gold. But I still think dips are, something that can be bought on this. GDX, I like the gap down and then the close green. So not bad price action there. SIL, same thing, holding the 20 MA too. So that's not bad. Silver actually managing to close green, holding the 20 MA as well. I still think 26 and a quarter is probably better for this though. Platinum down, slicing this trend line here. It's not the end of the world if that happens. Was this like 8 days in a row down? This is why these metals are tricky, because they have, look what they do. They have like 10 days, 9 or 10 out of 11 green, and then, they have the same thing on the downside. They overshoot very often, the platinum and palladium, but, they can still get a bit here. I still like the level long term, as you guys know. And the same thing with palladium, which was down earlier but came back. Copper, let's see if this is finally done. I don't know, but it got very close to 460 as we talked about. It did put in a little tail candle yesterday, pulled back today and came off the lows. It's overbought, it's extended, it needs to pull back, but it is very strong. And market about to close here in a few seconds. Well, let's just look at Bitcoin. There's the bell. Again, Bitcoin, kind of an uneventful day. It's almost like it had its bounce yesterday. So they had the big bid yesterday, now kind of just an inside day here today. Nothing terrible. Again, I'm still thinking a lower high set will be set on this around 68.5 to 69. But big picture, nothing's changed. You guys know that. So let's just take a look here. Let's just see what we did. Yeah, market holding up okay. We closed right at 50.70. So nothing wrong with that right now. And again, I think short term, minimum 5,100 should be a retrace level. That doesn't mean it has to happen tomorrow, but that's kind of what I'm thinking here. Let's take a look at Tesla. I don't know if they're going to report. They usually report pretty quickly, don't they? If I'm not mistaken. It's TXN and Visa. So let me see if I can kill a few more seconds here. If not, it's not a big deal if we don't get a reaction right away. Let me see if there's anybody else that's reporting that's important. End phase, maybe. Nothing there. I thought Tesla usually reported right after, so did Visa. There's TXN. Okay, TXN, good pop for TXN. 172. Let's see where we're at. Oh, good bid there. I'll be looking at that tomorrow for a play, potentially. Nothing on Tesla or Visa yet. So anyway, it's not that important. I mean, I am interested in this one way or the other, though. We'll see how it does after earnings. It is very beaten up. It is definitely very attractive down at these levels, so I'm kind of rooting for a dump out in it. I'll cover this, obviously, tomorrow, and we'll go from there. But bottom line, markets are holding up okay, and good relief bounce here. Let's leave it at that for now. Anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. You guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I will see you guys all tomorrow.